Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit sun, sextile, or trine, the natal midheaven. This can manifest in creativity, life, action, drive, motivation, focus, and attention. This could be in harmony with one's career. Um, this is, if let's say your midheaven is in Pisces, it could be a career in poetry, dancing, photography, chemistry, the metaphysical, which includes astrology, and could also indicate that the biological father and children would be more in harmony with it at this time, and you could maybe balance what you're doing in your career with those activities with the biological father and children, if applicable. Um, it may also be a time where you feel like this is the sun is about life, and you basically have that life, that energy and vitality to tackle career-related matters and responsibilities. Now, if your natal midheaven is in, if it's in, say, Capricorn, those responsibilities, maybe it's tied into something with structure, or you might be doing some helping somebody out in a construction type project. It may not be connected with your career necessarily, but it may be something that you're still feel responsible for, or some kind of accounting matter, that new task that needs to be taken care of, as an example. And also too, the midheaven is connected with our accomplishments. So this is a time where you could likely have more drive and motivation to accomplish things at this point in time. If the natal midheaven is in Aquarius, say, it might be doing something with computers or astrology or astronomy, electronics, anything that could be tied into Aquarius, maybe something with altruism, humanitarianism, or some other examples. And this is the time where you have more of the vitality and energy to accomplish things. Remember that the sun is also about our creative energy. So it's more of an opportunity at this time to inject your creative energy into what you want to accomplish. And again, going back to the natal midheaven in Aquarius as an example, it could be doing something, bringing creative energy into, like, maybe doing some kind of graphic art design on the computer, and that could be one example. Um, the midheaven is also associated with the dominant parent, which is often the father, and this is a time where you have that more of that. If there's things you need to do that are tied in with the dominant parent, this is more of a time where you could take action with it, where you could put more of a focus and attention on those matters at this time, more so than usual, with little diversion or distraction. If the natal midheaven is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, if the dominant parent could be somebody, could be a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Cancerian characteristics. Could be somebody that's very nurturing, empathetic, um, tenacious, but maybe clingy, nurturing, caring, someone that desires safety and security, and someone that's very protective. Now, the midheaven is also connected with authority figures. So this is the time where there could be more of a rapport and a better relationship with these people, more so than usual. The actions that you do, if you're in a position where you're at a job and you're in a subordinate or subservient role, where you have to answer to somebody in authority, like a supervisor, this is the time where those actions may be more where the supervisor, the person, the authority figure, is more in agreement with those actions at this time, more so than usual. If you're trying to, say, Pisces, let's say if the transit sun is in Pisces, maybe there's some chemical spill, and you're able to take action on it very quickly, and they're very much in approval of, what you did to take care of the issue of a chemical spill, for example. And also the midheaven is associated with older people. So this is the time where, if you're doing, any activities with older people at this time, they could be just prominent people, that are in your life. This is a time where you have more, being able to do things and taking action, having the energy and vitality to do things with older people more so than usual. And they may be in more in agreement with your life, whatever you're doing at this time. If there was any situation where there was a disparity in what they thought you should be doing, or what your action, in contrast to what you're actually doing, there may be more of a chance for an agreement at this time on that, at this particular moment, when this time period when you have this transit. Now this transit only lasts for 5 days roughly, but it still could be a very auspicious transit, because you're talking about the sun, the transit sun making a good relationship to the natal midheaven. And this is also a time where if you're trying to attain some notoriety or recognition for something, this is the time where you could put that energy into doing so at this point in time, more so than usual. If you have your natal midheaven, say in Sagittarius, maybe you're trying to attain some notoriety and recognition in publishing, advertising. It could be doing something with sports, or maybe something, in a foreign country. Maybe it's it could be doing, something with, just maybe in translation, or helping, or figuring, doing something with immigration, as an example. It can be, a time to, when you have this transit, it is, more about really having the drive and motivation to get notoriety and recognition. Even if you're somebody that's more reticent and humble, and you're not somebody that's really worried or concerned about accolades or recognition, this is a time where you might get it anyway, whether you're really trying to, or you're striving for it or not. There's more of an opportunity, I would say, to get it at this time, in contrast to many other transits. Now, another thing too, it's also, the midheaven is connected with our social status and stature in life. So this is a time as well where the biological father and children, if applicable, may be really in harmony and more in agreement with where you are, in your life at this time, your stature in life, where you're, stacking up, with others at this time. If the natal midheaven, say, is in Gemini, and it might, you might be in some, communication field. It could be, data or satellite communications, or writing, or reporter, and whatever it is you're doing. This is where they may be more in agreement with where you are, and you're able to, basically, as well. Another thing, another way this transit may manifest. The midheaven is connected with the reputation and public image, so it can be a time where you're more driven and focused on this at this time, more so than usual, and your reputation and public image can be more apt to be in a positive light. Again, even though this is not, this transit is not prolonged or sustained. Again, it's only about 5 days. If you're using, like in my case, I use a 3-degree applying aspect and 2-degree separating aspect. The sun moves about 1 degree per day approximately, so it's approximately 5 days that the transit does last, based on those applying and separating orbs and for the aspect. Now, and also too, if you're trying to attain authority, this is a good time where you could have that opportunity, having the drive, focus, and motivation in order to do so at this point in time, more so than you ordinarily would. It's a time where you have that life in you, you have the vitality and energy more so than usual in order to do this at this point in time. And say, say if the natal midheaven is in Capricorn, it could be over some accounting firm, or just a general, maybe it's something connected with the government, or something with masonry or carpentry, as an example, or being in a higher position at a dental field, at an office you might work at that's associated with dentistry, as some examples. Now, anyway, this could be also a time where the biological father and children, which is the sun, children if applicable, may favor your career ambitions at this time, which is the midheaven. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, let's say if the midheaven is in Aquarius as an example, the career could be a career in astrology or computers or astronomy, some examples. And um, it also can be a time where you can have that right amount of energy and vitality, which is the sun, to take care of responsibilities, which is connected with the midheaven. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal midheaven is in Virgo, it could be doing something with cleaning, organizing, maybe defragging something at this time. Maybe there's dissecting um, something. It could even be diagnosing a vehicle. Um, and also too, this transit can be auspicious for taking action, which is the sun, to improve your social status, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say again, using the midheaven in Capricorn as an example, it could be gaining by just simply being consistent, disciplined, structured, and having strong powers of concentration. And it might also be a time where you can easily focus, which is the sun, on attaining notoriety and recognition, which is the midheaven. Let's say, for example, if the midheaven is in Aries, it could be by doing so with little hesitation and procrastination, and with a lot of Aries courage and um, fortitude. So, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.